We go to the Miller Lite Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline. We get together on Tuesday mornings to speak with Barry Blank from National Estate Jewelry Buyers in East Brunswick for our segment that we call What's It Worth? Good morning to you, Barry. Welcome back. How you doing today?
I am doing wonderful. Really wonderful. It's a beautiful day. I feel like it's beautiful. It may not look beautiful, but I feel beautiful.
That's the spirit. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's the way to look at things. We're going to talk about diamonds in just a second, Barry. I wanted to run something by you that I saw in the news this morning and get your feelings on this. There's a couple in Pennsylvania. I believe they live in the Gettysburg, Pennsylvania area, and they're searching for treasure. They were wandering around in some woods trying to find artifacts from the Civil War era. Particularly, they say there's a treasure of gold that is somewhere on this area of land they were looking at. They say they were getting very close to finding something when all of a sudden, in comes the FBI, who says, okay, that's it, you can't be here, go away, goodbye. The FBI begins their own excavation. They were there for days and days. All of a sudden, they say, well, the weather's too bad, we have to leave, goodbye. This couple claims that they found gold that they took themselves, and they say they're just being very sneaky about it. Did the FBI have the right to throw these people out of the property here, Barry? And what happens to this gold when you find something like this that's apparently from the 1800s that is found on by this in this thick wooded area here? Now, it doesn't say if it's on parkland or where it is, but the FBI shut down these people from doing a dig.
Well, that's really the question: is who has title to the land, and who has ownership of the merchandise? They're saying that possession is 9/10 of the law.
That applies here, right?
It definitely applies here, but the question is who has title to the land, and can you prove ownership of whatever this treasure is? Because that's the key. I know in some foreign countries that no matter where the treasure is found, it becomes property of the quote unquote state.
Okay.
So, the Jacques Cousteau, who used to find treasure. I don't know what they did, how they handled it, but you're thinking about a company spending millions and millions of dollars finding this stuff.
Right.
So the question is, did they make money from the media, or did they make money from the find, or who owns it?
Interesting.
And that's a legal question.
All right. I'll try to find out some more information. So when I see these guys, Barry, at the Jersey Shore swiping with their little metal detectors back and forth, it's like, well, if you find something really big, the state's going to keep it? Is that how it goes?
No, actually. If you find something on public property like a beach or I don't know if there's a legal obligation to report it, but when somebody loses something, it is their item.
Yeah, that's true.
I heard a great story about this guy doing metal detecting. I wish I knew his name. Who, when he found class rings, he would do everything in his power to look at the school, look at the initials in the ring, and find the owner.
Well, he's a good guy, it sounds like.
Really, really good person.
I don't know. Let's make it nice and simple for everybody. You want treasures, go to National Estate Jewelry Buyers. They got all the treasures there you could ever possibly want, right? Of course. Stop and see.
And we have been so busy, and we're getting so much beautiful inventory.
That's great. That's great. Hey, maybe something, you have something that maybe someone could use as an accessory, maybe for a Halloween costume or something, like a brooch or something with like a spider or bat or something?
We did just buy a rather large diamond that nobody would believe it's real. It's like 8 carats.
Wow.
Really, really. We're sending it into GIA for certification.
That's nice.
And maybe in a few weeks I'll let you know how it fared out.
Very cool. Speaking of diamonds, Barry, if someone grabs a diamond and scratches glass, they say, look, it's a diamond. That means that if it scratches glass, it has to be a diamond. That's not necessarily true, right?
It's not necessarily true, because diamonds are hard, but they're not tough. So what does that mean? The hardness scale of minerals goes from 1 to 10, 1 being talc.
Okay.
Now, talcum powder was made from a rock, but it's one that pulverizes and turns to dust real easy and very smooth and silky. But diamonds, you can't scratch a diamond. And diamond is so hard that it will scratch glass. But the thing is that most things scratch glass. Rubies, sapphires, cubic zirconia, they all scratch glass because glass is actually very, very soft.
Yeah, so it's not a definitive test, but it kind of helps. And when you talk about it, the diamond being the hardest natural substance, it's obviously you smash a diamond with a hammer, it's going to break. We talked about that before too, right?
Yeah, well, not only did we talk about it before, but people don't understand the difference between toughness and hardness. Hardness is a resistance to scratching. The only known substance that can really scratch a diamond is another diamond, believe it or not.
Interesting.
So you don't want to leave all your diamond jewelry rolling around in your jewelry bag. You want it separated. I'm
Yeah.
serious about that, actually.
Sure.
But now, if you have a piece of jade in the palm of your hand, a nice big piece of jade, and you try to hammer in a wooden stake with it, it will go in the ground, and your jade will not break apart.
Wow.
If you take a diamond of the same size, that would be fun to see, wouldn't it? A nice big diamond.
It sure
and you
would.
Try to you try to hammer in a wooden stake with it. I wouldn't try that at home, but the diamond will actually shatter. So the difference between jade and diamond is jade is tough and soft. So it can be used as a hammer, but it scratches very easily. A diamond will scratch jade, but jade will not scratch diamond.
That's awesome.
Right. That's the
is,
main,
is
very,
jade
very hard.
is jade typically have a color that you can identify jade as by Barry?
You can. Jade comes in all colors of the rainbow.
It does. Okay.
Yeah, from pinkish to reddish to actually bluish and greenish, and I've seen black jade and yellow jade. Most of the commercial varieties of jade are I'll use the word, impregnated with color.
Mm.
So very important that when you're looking for jade or looking at jade, you talk to the people who you're buying it from and say, is this a natural yellow? Is this a natural green? So
okay, I don't know why I always thought that jade always had like an aqua or a blue or a greenish kind of color to it, but not necessarily true. Okay,
greenish, blue, greenish on dark green, light green are all actually the most common varieties.
Wow!
But if you find a piece of jade that's almost translucent and like what they call apple green, it can be worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Oh, now I got to keep my eye out for that. Of course.
Yeah.
You probably hear from people, Barry, that I was working in the kitchen and my diamond engagement ring wound up in the garbage disposal and went down the drain there. Have you seen diamonds, and does a diamond typically survive that sort of trauma?
It cannot survive.
It can't. Okay.
If you think you dropped your diamond in the disposer, don't turn it on, get a plumber. They just will pulverize. They chip and they crack and they make a lot of noise.
Yeah, I'm sure that's got to be an awful sound. Your stomach turns when you hear that sound, I bet, right? Wow.
Yeah. I was just cleaning out a sink in my house in Concordia, and something sounded wrong. And it wasn't a ring, but it was a drywall screw, and I just turned it off and turned the thing upside down until it came out.
Oh boy!
And I had to take the garbage disposer out because couldn't find it. So I found it.
Yeah, every once in a while you hear about someone losing a ring down a kitchen sink, or a ring being thrown away by accident, and people will start rummaging through garbage to try to find jewelry and valuable pieces like that. Every once in a while you hear a story like that. Do you have anything like that as far as a weird place that a diamond has been?
The strangest thing, we misplaced a package of a diamond. It had to be, my father was alive, so it's more than 10 years ago. It's probably about 15 years ago. And it was after he was in the store and he was looking at sorting some stones because he was also a gemologist. And the next day we couldn't find anything. We looked all over. And finally I just said, I know my dad was eating lunch. And I went to the refrigerator and unpacked a package of turkey breast. Guess what?
No way. Wow.
So
there it was, son.
It does happen. People do find things. Always, if you cleaning out somebody's place, check the pockets, check the shoes, check any place you'd think you might hide something or leave something.
Yeah.
We found a bangle that belonged to my mother hanging from, she found it. She, many, many years ago. It was hanging on a clip of a belt, and she couldn't find it anywhere else in her,
Wow.
So So anyway, it's
Yeah,
fun.
yep. And of course, if you have a question about a diamond, always talk to a professional appraiser, of course, if you have questions about diamonds. And why not do it on a Tuesday at National Estate Jewelry Buyers, where they have the free evaluation days that are going on. And of course, remember, they will never ask you how much you want. And it is not ethical for a professional to ask that question, so you'll never hear that at National Estate Jewelry Buyers. Address is 212 Route 18 in East Brunswick, next to FedEx office. House calls are, of course, available. You can talk to Barry about those. 732-257-GOLD, or visit them online at topprices4gold.com. Topprices4gold.com. Barry Blank, great information from you today, as always, on What's It Worth, and I look forward to our conversation next week, all right?
All right. Have a great week.